Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana. Hari Om and greetings from Cleveland. Show me offering Aarti. Show me with your hands how you offer Aarti. Right? Everyone's holding their hands like this. Pittsburgh's confused. This is a trick question. What do we do right now? You have your Aarti thali and you wave the light. The word Aarti means to offer light. And when we hold an Aarti thali, this light helps us to see God more clearly. Typically, Aarti is facilitated with the lights off. If you ever come to our mandir at Sandipani, all the lights are turned off. And it's that Aarti thali that helps all to see God more clearly. Yes, logically, we can all understand that. Remember though, whenever there's an experience with God, if there's an offering, there also has to be a receiving. Has to be. That's why Swami Chinmayananda compares God or life to a mirror. Whatever you offer to the mirror you will receive back. We offer prasad, we offer naivedyam, we receive prasad. When we hold an Aarti thali, what we receive is that God sees us more clearly. Yes, I don't think we've thought about that. Certainly we see God more clearly, but God sees us more clearly too. God can see all of us. God is available to all of us, but are we available for God? And when we offer Aarti, that is an opening up of ourselves to God, for God to reciprocate the same. Aarti is not unidirectional. It is multi-directional. There's an offering and there's a receiving. In our Devi Culture Study Group, we are trying to tune into one of the most popular Aartis. There's lots of Aartis. There's Krishna Aarti, there's Lakshmi Aarti, there's Ganesha Aarti, there's Rama Aarti, there's Ramayana Aarti. We are studying Jagadisha Aarti. We know how to chant Jagadisha Aarti. We're slowly tuning into the meaning. But do we remember? If I asked you what the message is from the 5th verse, can you remember that? And if you can't remember, you can't practice. And if we're not practicing, what's the point? How many of you have gym memberships? How many of you use your gym memberships? If you buy a gym membership and don't use it, you would think, what's the point? What a waste of money. If we don't remember all that we're trying to tune into, we can't practice. What's the point? So, we're going to go through each verse now. And for each verse, I'm going to share with you what the specific role of Jagadishwari is being highlighted. In each verse, there's a different role, a different responsibility of our God that's being highlighted for us to connect to. Everyone's ready? In the first verse, Bhakta jano ke sangata, dasa jano ke sangata, kshana mein dura kare. That all of the hardships, when we find ourselves stuck, it is Jagadishwari that can free us of that, can help us to be at ease. This is Jagadishwari acting as the reliever. The reliever. When there's a lot of pressure on your body and someone gives you a massage, they relieve that pressure and you feel strong again. So every time you come across the first verse, I want you to try to remember reliever. In the second shloka, Dukha binase manaka, kashtamete tanaka, and how sukha sampati ghara ave. That the pain in my body, the suffering in my mind, all of that goes away when sampati comes into my home. Sampati is virtues. So here, Jagadishwara takes on the role of evolver, helping us to evolve, because pain is mandatory, but suffering is optional. When I'm tuned into virtue development, jo dhyave falapave, when I'm trying to work for invoking happiness, evoking happiness, then what happens is, that is the goddess helping me to evolve. In the third shloka, Mata pita tuma mere, you are my parents. Tuma bina ora na duja, asa karu me jisaki. There's no one else. Who else can I try to be with? Who else can I aspire to hold on to? The role that Jagadishwari takes in the third verse is supporter. Supporter. Many of you in our Devi Culture Study Group are parents. And how many times you've had interactions with your kids where their friends have let them down, correct? Someone's gossiping about someone, someone's belittling someone, someone's not including someone on a team, but you're still there. When your children have no one else to go to, they come to you, right? They should come to you first, but finally they come to you. So here Jagadishwari is our supporter. We all need support, so we can't support each other. We have to seek support from someone who doesn't need support. In the fourth shloka, Tuma Purana Paramatma, Tuma Antarayami, Para Brahma, Sabake Swami. Here the absoluteness of our Jagadishwari is being highlighted. Here, she is known as the creator. The creator is the one who's Antaryami, who knows all about creation. Sabake Swami, the one who's the Lord of all, the one who organizes all, creator. So looking at me and not your notes, what is or who is Jagadishwari in the third verse? Supporter. In the first? Reliever. Fourth? Creator. Second? Evolver. So now when you do Aarti, you can just go, reliever, evolver. In our fifth, Tuma Karuna ke Sagara, you're the one who's compassionate. Tuma Palana Karta, you're the one who cares for all of us. Who am I? Muraka. I'm foolish. I'm a Kala. I am mean, Kami, never happy. In the fifth verse, our Jagadishwari is a forgiver. She forgives the fact that we forget that she's looking out for us. She forgives the fact that we are foolish and selfish. Forgiver. Whenever you feel you need forgiveness in your life, this is the verse to resort to. In the sixth, Tuma ho eka agochara, you're beyond seeing. You're beyond the senses. Kisa bidi milu dayame. So then how am I supposed to connect with you? What guidelines are they? Tumako me kumati. I'm just a worldly minded person. In the sixth shloka, our Jagadishwari is a relator. I'm not saying realtor, I'm saying relator. Someone who understands us, someone who can relate to us. So when you feel that no one else is meeting your expectations, nobody else is thinking like you, remember this shloka. We had studied this in the next shloka in our previous class. The more honest we are, the more we will be accepted. Correct? When someone's honest with you about why they're late, if someone's honest with you about why they're mad at you, and on and on and on, you accept them more. But if they're being dishonest, they have a wall up, it's natural for us to have a wall up. They're armed, we're armed. But when someone comes to you without arms, without a wall, you come to accept them more, isn't it? Keep that in mind with the sixth shloka, that our Jagadishwari can relate to us. Why be dishonest? Why try to protect ourselves? And this relates to the seventh shloka. You are the Rakshaka, Tuma Rakshaka Mere. So we're saying to Jagadishwari, Apane Hata Uthao. You are our protector, so lift up your hands. Apane Charana Barao. Lift up your legs. I am at your doorstep. I am open towards you, open for you. Here, Jagadishwari is our protector. She is our protector. And this word Rakshaka, we've all heard before. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. We're asking our Creator to lift up her hands, to move her feet, but we first have to lift up our hands and move our feet. When we follow our responsibilities, then Jagadishwari will give us a new energy and enthusiasm to live with, to live by. So looking at me again, it's so funny when I say that. You quickly all take a peek of your notes. Like I can't see you. That's the whole point of Zoom, that this is not an audio call. Our Jagadishwari is, number one, a reliever. Number two, evolver. 3, supporter. 4, creator. 5, forgiver. 6, relator. And 7, protector. So now this Aarti is becoming more real. We'll study one more shloka, and I'll give you one more verb too. We're now on the 8th shloka of Aarti. I'll chant, you please repeat. Vishaya vikara mitao, Papa haro deva, Swami Papa haro deva. Shraddha bhakti barao, Shraddha prema barao. Santan ki seva. Together, Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. The first part of this shloka is saying, Vishaya vikara mitao. Mitao means to eradicate, to erase. Vishaya. What does Vishaya mean? Vishaya has two meanings. The more literal meaning is poison. And Vishaya also means sense objects or pleasures. That within each pleasure, what is built into it? Poison. That poison is felt as pain. And vikara is a mind that is rabid. Vikara is a mind that changes so fast that you can't focus, you can't commit. So help me be relieved of Vishaya and Vikara. Now, I'd already mentioned to you earlier, we talked about the pain of the body, correct? And the suffering of the mind, that you should take these away from me. In that shloka, the pain of the body and suffering of the mind, that's treated as an effect. In this shloka, the cause is highlighted. The cause is highlighted. Why does this body feel pain? Because of our addictions. Our addictions to Netflix. Our addictions to Spotify. Our addictions to sugar. Our addictions to coffee. All that we keep inputting into this body, Vishaya, is what causes that kashta. Okay, so the cause is given here. Now the dukkha in the mind, why is that? Because of the vikara. This mind is not being regulated, is not being engaged by the intellect. This vikara is the Prince Arjuna that we typically see. Fallen over, thirsty, sad. Because Bhagavan Krishna is not taught yet. But after he teaches, you see Prince Arjuna with his hands on his bow, standing up straight, feeling strong. So all of this is highlighted in this first part of this shloka. Then, Papa haro deva, Swami Papa haro deva. Papa means someone, a sin or a sinner. And that's why it's strange to call someone Papa, isn't it? we grew up calling our father Papa, but as I learned a little bit about Sanskrit, I just changed it to Pa. Because Pa is like Pati, it means protector. I couldn't, hey Papa. So now I just call my father Pa, and my sons are calling me Pitashri. So that there's no mistake about roles. Papa also means darkness. Now think, who or what can relieve us of darkness? Deva. Deva means light. If there's darkness in a room, the only way to get rid of it is you bring light. You can't shovel it out. You can't pay it out. You can only do this by bringing light. Now, thinking about this some more. Swami Chinmayananda describes or defines papa as that which makes you less aware. Less aware is that which is a papa, and that which makes you more aware is punya, is a sin, is a merit, is good for you. So when we think along these lines in a more subjective way, papa is not just drinking alcohol and eating meat and swearing. Papa is when we are procrastinating, when we're judging. All that takes me away from my nature, which is awareness, that's a papa. It's a much more strict definition of what is a sin and what is not a sin. Now, one way to really help us to be relieved of papa, I'm going to give you a plan. Simplify, care, and introspect. Simplify, care, and identify. That's the better word. How does one become more aware? How does one become more vigilant? By simplifying. Yes? If you simplify how many dishes you have to cook for a meal, then you're able to cook much faster and you're able to greet someone who comes, isn't it? But if you have a very complex meal, when that person's arrived at your home, you still have not completed your meal, all of a sudden that experience becomes quite unenjoyable, isn't it? I know this because when I come to people's homes, they're still in the kitchen and then they run over for Aarti. They're playing with the matches. It's a very unique scene. You know, sometimes your kids tell you, you're interesting. You have an interesting perspective. That's like an interesting scene. Simplify. Once you simplify, care. Care for everything that's in your life. Care about your snow tires. Care about the condition of your nails. Care about the people who are sitting in the room with you. And if you're caring about them, you're paying more attention. You're more vigilant, correct? So if you simplify, you will care more. If you care more, the last part is identify. Identify with awareness. We're aware of objects, but how are you aware of objects? That's where we internalize this more and we start to appreciate that part of me has to be awareness for me to be aware of objects. That object can't be aware of itself, so there has to be awareness there. Where is it coming from? The subject. Papa haro deva. I have to bring more light into my life by simplifying, caring, identifying. I am most appreciative that we're studying this text right now, because when we read these words, Papa haro deva, it's very emotional and it just stays emotional. You know, God, relieve me of my sins. And God may do that temporarily, but the sinner is still there, correct? See, this is not a short-term strategy we're employing. We're thinking about this in the long term. Shraddha bhakti barao, Shraddha prema barao. What does Shraddha mean? Faith. What does faith mean? Belief. What does belief mean? Shraddha. Back to Shraddha again. The word Shraddha means holding on to. Shraddha means holding on. Specifically, holding on to the higher, holding on to the truth. If I am holding on to that which is higher, what do I naturally have to do also? Let go of the lower. And we are already doing this, but our problem is with one hand we're holding on to the higher and one hand we're holding on to the lower. So we're stretched, correct? But here it's saying Shraddha Bhakti Bara, which means Slowly you have to separate those fingers and not hold on so tightly to that which is lower. Shraddha, prema bara, where you have to shift to having both hands held on to the higher. Shraddha means to hold on to. How we hold on is not physical, but it's with our thoughts. With our thoughts. How many of you have ever organized a Jnana Yajna before? A discourse series? If you can compare how many hours you put into thinking about a discourse series versus how many hours you put in to organizing a Deepavali party, or a vacation, or a promotion, that will show you what you have Shraddha in, what you are holding on to. No? And you already know it, but you just need a mean-looking person to tell you. I'll share this in different terms. When we start thinking about virtues and love and independence more, we will go from being believers, from having belief to having faith. That's the first Shraddha Bhakti Bharava, to go from belief to faith. The fact that you're offering Aarti shows you already have belief, but you get to faith. And now why it's said again? To get from faith to trust. Now the last part of this shloka is Santana ki seva. Here we are telling Bhagavan, you should serve us like this. And what's lovely about this last portion of this prayer is the best seva is when you are directed towards no seva. The best seva is where you're creating no seva. So now think about this. If I teach everyone to be dependent on me, then that's not real seva, correct? But if I teach everyone to become independent, then seva is not required, isn't it? You're independent now. We have a whole lot of funding that goes into reactive medicine, but shouldn't that shift be taken towards preventative medicine, where you don't even have to have a hospital or a clinic? Shouldn't it go to subsidizing gym memberships and more bicycles and mental health education for our kids, not just for adults, and on and on and on? Our seva should be to make people independent. But to do that, you first have to become independent. I feel our criteria, our guidelines for seva are too relaxed, too celebration-oriented, very flashy, instead of truthful and fundamental. It's emotional. Our seva is emotional instead of productive. And emotional seva is good, but it's not lasting. Let's chant this shloka together again. Take each part, and I'm going to chant it and identify those parts, then we'll chant again. So when you hear Vishaya Vikara Mitao, your mind should go to my indulgence and my distracted mind. How do I change that? I have to bring in my intellect. That way my mind is focused and my body does what my mind says. Papa haro deva, Swami Papa haro deva. Papas, which creates carelessness in my life, inadvertence. I need to simplify because I can't think of everything. Now that I've simplified, I should care for what's still in my life. Shraddha Bhakti Bharao. I'm a believer. I have to hold on more. I have to think more about Jagadishwari. That way I become more faithful. Shraddha Prema Bharao. Prema means love. The expression of love is oneness, where it's not even that I have faith in, I now trust. You trust yourself the most. Santana ki seva, the highest service, is being independent, encouraging independence. That's Advaita. That's oneness. The verb for this shloka is purifier. Here is where our Devi is taking on the face of being a purifier. Together. Vishaya vikara mitao papaharo deva Swami papaharo deva Shraddha bhakti badao Shraddha prema badao Santan ki seva Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare.